pussies. I want it on the record. You guys are fucking pussies for not wanting to
Bro,
talk
you're
to
drunk. Guys, a rare episode. I have not drank a single goddamn thing, and Himpleton's blitzed out of his goddamn mind.
Dude, I need to after everything today, dude. I need it. But no, you guys are freaking pussies for like not wanting the pedo defender on.
We got the politically charged leftist ideology, trans shooters killing Charlie Kirk.
Well, I mean, that's still no. Nobody's don't fucking perpetuate misinformation, especially because it's gonna take me. I'm actually continuing the trend of taking like 2 weeks to edit one episode.
No, don't do that.
Weeks. It's gonna take 3 weeks this time. And
So you get to the point like, I forgot Charlie Kirk died. That's crazy. What the hell?
I've been roaming around, always looking down at all I see. Painted faces fill the places I can't reach.
Wait,
what the time though?
Charlie Kirk died a year ago, dude. What the fuck?
Dude, if WFF existed in 1914, we'd be uploading our Titanic episode today, bro.
I'm gonna be so real. Like,
funny.
The only reason I'm even laughing at this right now is because like I'm pretty fucking toasted. Okay.
Dude, it's great.
Like,
his fucking kids were there. Somebody told me his kids were there.
No, his kids were there. His kids saw it happen. Like it is. It's
I
genuinely.
don't know how to
like,
cope about this. Thing.
No, it's genuinely like. Not only is it a tragedy, like just in general, it's always a tragedy to see someone get killed. Like literally for not doing any criminal activity, not doing anything like. Well, say what you will about like people who get killed, like I don't know, even like the drug dealers that got like shot with the Predator missile or whatever. That happened recently. Like Trump did
with
that.
the boat?
Yeah. Say what you will. Charlie Kirk was a law-abiding citizen. He was not promoting violence. He was not like I will say this, and I'll say it 10 times. I disagreed with almost every single thing that guy said. Like, I was not a fan of the guy.
You had those weird views from like your if you were like born in the 70s or 60s, your dad from like the 1950s had. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%.
I never really agreed with anything he said, but it was also like that Dean Withers kid. You know what I mean? I kind of like some of his talking points, but it's also like I don't really like him either. But if I saw Dean Withers get shot like that, I'd be like, what the fuck? Right? It's the same thing with Charlie Kirk, you know?
It's like a broken clock is right twice a day sort of thing, right? Like, people can make good points and still, like, I can completely disagree with them. But, like, even beyond that, I hated the guy. Like, I thought he was stupid. I thought he was, like, promoting a lot of bigotry and, like, retardation. That being said, all he was doing is exercising his First Amendment right. That's it. And the fact that that is something that is condemnable to death to people in this country now, to a point where you see people celebrating this. Celebrating. That is a scary day for America. I'm sorry.
I will
That's
say
all I
one
have
thing.
to say about that.
I think Dean Withers said something to say about this too. The people celebrating this are the same people that I see, more specifically with my friends and colleagues and people I've seen on Twitter. You don't curb gun violence by celebrating it in another aspect. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When people, one of the things, okay, so I'm going to out my roommate. Okay. Let me read you some quotes that this guy said to me. And I'm dead serious right now. I am not somebody who is a fighter. Like, I'm a fighter with my words, but like, I will do not out of being a pussy, but like solely out of just like, I don't want to get into a fist fight. I don't want to like, I don't want to go to blows. I'd really rather be friends with people in the end. I like fighting with people verbally, but like, I want to be friends with everybody. Right? Like Joe knows that way too well. But like, I came the closest that I've come in probably 3 years to punching that motherfucker in the face and punching his fucking teeth out today.
That Kirsten stole my phone! Hey, whoa, man, just give her back the phone!
What the fuck do you think you're doing? Oh my god!
I've been roaming around, always looking down at all I see. Painted faces feel the pain.
So, like, this is some of the stuff this guy said.
This is Himpleton's equivalent of what happened after the last WFF.
This is his Holocaust.
Dude, it actually is. Like,
Except
when
I'm
you know...
always willing for a fight.
Sorry.
I didn't
Sorry.
say anything.
He did. Joe was living with Himpleton.
No,
Yeah,
Joe...
Himpleton's roommate.
Joe... No, what
said
I was going to
these
say...
things.
No, I'm like... Dude, I'm mixing everything up. Joe knows this probably better than anybody. That, like, I am way too much of a lover and not a fighter. When it comes down to it. Like, I'll fight against people and I'll, like, be a dick and stuff like that. But Joe knows, he's criticized me on it on many occasions, justifiably, that, like, in the end, I always just want to be friends with people. Right, Joe? Am I right on that? So, like,
Yes,
it is...
even when they treat you like garbage.
Exactly. When they treat me like garbage, I'm literally like, hey, buddy. But so, like, you know better than anybody that for me to say what I just said about, like, getting that pissed off is, like, that's a feat. That's something that doesn't really happen. Okay, so this is what this guy said. So the first thing he says, so I say, I'm just trying to look out for the guy. And I say, hey man, if you have do you have a Twitter? And then he says, yeah. And I say, honestly, like, probably best to stay off of it for today. Because the video of the shooting is just, like, everywhere right now. And, like, regardless of how extreme or not extreme you think it is, regardless of how, like, I don't know, like, how much you don't care about, like, gore and stuff like that because you've seen so much, like, it's tough to watch knowing that his kids were watching and, like, knowing that happened, just the way that it happened. I don't know. And the context in which it happened in front of all these fucking college kids. I don't know. It fucking made my stomach hurt. It really disturbed
Dude, I
me.
didn't even think about that. Like, motherfuckers were showing up to class that day. Like, oh, dude, Charlie Kirk's gonna be here. Because I know people show up because not even if they're, like, affiliated with the left or right. They like to show up because they know there's gonna be some entertaining dialogue going back and forth.
Right.
There are clips of, people absolutely owning Charlie Kirk, and then vice versa. You know what I mean?
That's the thing too. It could be people who are completely anti Charlie Kirk. And chances are, if they're at a college, the vast majority of them are, right? It's a liberal fucking like, colleges tend to lean liberal. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like it.
Dude.
I'll get into that part in a second, and we can discuss, like, kind of like conspiracy theories because I have a couple. But, like, that. Anyways, the point is that, like, the video is upsetting with the context, and so I try to fucking give this guy an olive branch and be like, hey. Probably don't watch. First thing he does is he seeks out the video and watches it. And he starts laughing.
Oh,
Okay, well, I was about to say I sought out the video too because people were talking about it. But
Yeah,
I didn't
no,
laugh.
that's
I just
fair.
sought it out 'cause people were
That's
talking
fair.
about
It's
it.
fair to have, like, morbid
I
curiosity.
didn't get a warning, bro.
No, I didn't either. I watched it completely involuntarily.
I scrolled it.
I,
I'm like,
I
no.
will say it's still very reminiscent of the Bud Dwyer suicide. So when
I
I
think-
saw it, I was like, I've seen this. I've seen this before.
The reason
I've
I think it's
definitely seen
the
this.
reason I think it's worse if we're isolating context. I think it's worse because of context, but if we're isolating context, I still think it's worse because the Bud O'Dwyer one, it's like a waterfall of blood, and it's kind of just like this, like, almost like soft, like flow. Whereas with the Charlie one, I've never seen like a fucking, like, gush, like a spray like that. That I don't know, something about that just really, like, I don't know.
I've
really,
seen it before with back when when Russia first invaded Ukraine. There was a lot of, like, on this, I forgot what it was called. Me and small people were in this Discord, where they just give you updates on the war currently.
Yeah.
And there were Russian soldiers who they post their kills online. They'll record through their. It's kind of like those airsoft
Ukraine-
guys where they'll put their phone camera.
Ukraine did it too with the drone
Yeah,
stuff.
both sides.
And
Yeah.
I saw this one guy who was just sitting there. It was a Ukrainian soldier who was sitting there by a Jeep, and you heard the Russian guy, and the guy next to him was laughing, and then there, like, somebody added captions and stuff like that. He's like, "Yeah, get that fucker," and then he shot him, and his fucking, like, it hit him in the neck. I don't know what caliber it was, but it hit him in the neck, and his head tilted immediately to the side, and then his body dropped. But it was that same fucking.
Yeah.
It was the same thing with the
that side spout.
Yeah, I don't know why it's got to be like a morbid curiosity kind of thing, because I don't really enjoy watching that stuff, but I also feel like I have to see this because this is what men my age are capable of, and I gotta at some point in time, hopefully not. If the cards are played a certain way, I might not have.
Like every time that he was like, he quoted Kamala Harris and he said, "Fuck off." I was like, "Fuck yes, dude, dude, fuck yes."
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah, he just
really
with all
funny.
of the, it was any of the people who were like being performative and making it about themselves while still calling it a tragedy. He would just say, "Fuck off."
Have a choice in the matter to do that to somebody. You know what I mean?
Well, and
Yeah.
I also, Sam Hyde said something that I completely agree with. He, when he was responding to somebody who was like, "Do not watch the video. It's very upsetting." And he said, "No, you absolutely should watch the video for that exact reason."
If it doesn't
You
upset you, I
should-
think there's a bigger issue.
But his point is, you should watch it. You should get upset. You should understand the context that this guy did nothing except for like free speech, and he can say whatever that upsets the fucking shit out of you, right? That really offends you
Right.
and everything. That's fine. That's your right. Free speech again. But like, to see this guy get killed for being politically outspoken, even if it's something that we completely disagree with, is upsetting and disgusting, and you should see it. You should see that that's where we're going right now.
Oh,
And then Sam Hyde started quote tweeting a bunch of people like
I saw
liberals
that.
talking about it. Okay, N-word. And
No,
I
he
started
said,
laughing. I'm not even
he
gonna lie.
said, no, I did too. It was the breath of fresh air I needed after the pollution of the timeline. And I was like, true.
Luke.
Okay, but so
What
this
if
is
Kamala Harris had responded to him and said, "Can you build me a gorilla nest?" I would have lost my fucking mind.
dude, that would be
It would've
awesome.
Kamala Harris for president. I'd switch teams.
I would too. I would switch teams so quickly.
instantly.
Dude, that would be
Sorry, Donald.
so yeah. No, okay, so this is what my roommate said after watching the video. The first thing he says is, call her, referring to the shooter, your mom, the way she make you squirt from your head. He said that immediately after watching it. And so I was just completely silent. Because not only is that not a funny joke, like, if you're going to be such a prick, at least be funny, dude. Come on. Okay?
Dude,
So
I
was just silent.
was on Burn's stream when I saw that video because they were talking about it. Like, what do you mean, Charlie Kirk? And I went on Twitter. It was the first thing I saw, and it was like the first 20 minutes is me, Burn, and Soul, and we're like, oh fuck, this is fucked up. And then like I didn't know how to process it, and so I made a joke, and I'm like, I'm sorry, that's so sad. I don't know how to process this right now because there's like a million things. I'm trying to put myself like because I saw Biden's address or whatever in Pennsylvania that he had, the little campaign thing. I was like, you know what? I don't really like the guy, but I'm going to see him out, see what he has to say, right? And just to get back to it, right? I was in the 200s. It's like if he had gotten like, even though I don't like the guy, I feel like I'd be traumatized watching that happen. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's Joe
Absolutely.
Biden. There's some guy I think that is an evil lizard person, right? I
Yeah.
think he sells out to BlackRock and Vanguard. I think he's absolutely evil. Same thing with Donald Trump right now.
Or Bill Clinton.
I
Right, like-
think I would be like, holy fuck, like, but being there and then seeing it online, there's like two different like avenues. And then Ant came in and he was just absolutely just joking about it, and I was kind of joking with him a little bit, but I was also like, God damn, this is fucking.
Well,
I don't know how to navigate this right now. This is fucking insane.
I had a pretty serious conversation with Ants about it. Like, I mean, look, the guy jokes around. He knows how to be serious when he wants to be, right? And like, but so here's the other things that my roommate said that like, this is what brought it too far for me. He said, I want to find out who this guy is so I can send him commissary funds when he's in prison.
Holy shit.
Then he says, I have no sympathy for the family or the children. They're better off with their dad dead.
Fuck is wrong with your roommate? Jesus
Dude.
Christ.
I don't know.
You got to bring up.
But here's the thing.
The example. Like, if you're completely okay with political oppositions being eliminated from your point of view, just know that your lines, like your moral compass, aligns very much alike Putin, Mussolini, Hitler, and pretty much everybody else.
That's exactly the point I was about to make. Because here's the thing. The other thing that he said is, like, if you think about it, like, the only way to fight fascism is with, like, amazing violence. And I said, yeah, you could have picked somebody who actually did something, though. The guy talked. He just talked. That's it, dude. Like,
it should have been
what the
Putin.
fuck is wrong with you? And then, like, he was talking about, like, he was talking about fascism and all this stuff. Or if you're really going to talk about, like, if you really want to make the argument that, like, oh, it's the United States government and, like, they're fascists or whatever, like the current administration, then pick somebody who's actually important to the administration. Don't pick a fucking internet celebrity. Like, so this is what I was thinking about, because he was talking about fascism, and I was literally thinking to myself, do you know who would love it if somebody who said something that the guy didn't like got shot in the head? Do you know who would love that?
Tell me.
Fascists.
Well, this is the logic you got to use when people say that. The only way to fight fascism is with guns and blah, blah, blah. You go, the only way to fight socialism is with guns and blah, 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 blah. And then immediately it's not the same thing. Well, socialism is very, very reminiscent of communism. It is one tiny footstep away from communism. And look how communist regimes happen. Maybe I want to fight communism.
That shit,
maybe the only way to do that.
That shit unironically has more kills than fascism, too. So, that's the funniest part. But, like, no, the whole point... wait, real quick, Lately. The whole point is, like, you know, you're so against fascism, but do you know who would be cheering along with you if somebody they didn't like got shot in the head, and somebody who was saying things that they don't like get shot in the head? Fascists. Because that is fascist ideology. It is not a free fucking country. Like, we're the country who allows people to protest soldiers who have died for their country and go to their funerals and say, thank God for dead soldiers. It's not because we like it. It's the principle. We don't like that stuff. And it's those same rights that allows us to say that we don't like that stuff. But the whole point is that we're civilized. We're civilized. We're supposed to be a civilized country who can fucking talk things out and yell at each other instead of shooting each other in the fucking head when we say things that we don't like.
I agree. Though I will say, when we talk about free speech, and I'm not defending it, I think all these people who are cheering on the death are morally reprehensible people. I don't want anything to do, and honestly wouldn't want in my country because they're bad countrymen. But
Agreed.
They do have that freedom of speech to say it.
They do. They do. Justice. And my response to that, I even said this in my Discord. Like, because people were joking about it. And I was like, and they were like, well, we have the right to say that just as much as, like, you know, he had the right to, like, spout hateful rhetoric or whatever. And my response to that was very simple. It was, and I have the right to call you a fucking douchebag and gross.
Exactly.
So
and the reason I'm pointing that out is because people constantly want to move the goalpost. No, people can say whatever they want. It's more about looking at the issue at hand. And it seems like people are not realizing what the issue at hand is, where we are at a point day and now to where people get killed for what they say. Yeah. It's what they say.
And, like, I hate to be
something we don't want.
Well, and I hate to be the slippery slope guy, but one of my friends, when I was talking to him about what my roommate said, he literally said, this kid is going to kill somebody, like shoot somebody in the head for saying the N-word one day. And I was like, honestly, you're completely right. Like, where the fuck do we stop with this? This is a terrible, terrible precedent to set for our country. And, like, now we can get into kind of the conspiracy theory angle. Because I was thinking about this. And I want to hear what you guys think about this. So, here are my theories. There are three options. One, it is a complete retard who genuinely does hate Charlie Kirk. And the reason, beyond the fact that he killed the guy, the reason I say that he's a complete retard is because congratulations to the guy if he hated Charlie Kirk. You just made Charlie Kirk a martyr.
Yep.
And he's to be remembered for far longer than any of the words that he ever said because of what you did. And two, you just made this country more divided, polarized, and hating of its own citizens than you could have ever done by talking to them. Right? So that's one option. Next option is that it's a guy who is a radical anarchist who is doing this solely to divide the country against each other and to promote violence, essentially. I can see that. The third option is that it is some, I'm not even going to say, I'm going to say some names as examples, but I'm not saying, I'm not singling any of these out. Now, kind of an inside hit. Controlled opposition from either a country or a power that wants to promote something. Now, an example would be Israel. Charlie Kirk was super pro-Israel. So what is the best way to get more people onto the Israel side and against the Palestine side? Act like it was a fucking giant pro-Palestinian person and fucking elevate Israel to high heaven. Or it could just be a thing of some fucking Russian asset that got put in just to sow chaos in the country. Right?
It's not unheard of.
That's my thing. I can see it being
a lot in World War II.
I could see it being any of those three options of the retard, the anarchist, or some higher power. And those
it could also I think what you're saying, this is just a smaller piece in a bigger game kind of thing. But
that's how it feels.
I mean, they did the easiest way. Every world leader will say this: the easiest way to control your people is through mass chaos
and outrage.
That's why I'm going to sound like a tinfoil hat theory. That's why I honestly think 9/11 was an inside job, not only for that insurance policy claim that they had before the towers fell, but
that's just called killing two birds with one stone right there.
It's
you generate outrage to create a war for oil, and you get rid of the insurance claim, and you get rid of the national the funds that went missing too. That's killing three birds with one stone.
The other one is nobody really talks about it in Pearl Harbor. It's we didn't really want to join World War II, but we put all our best nation's boats by that fort closest to Japan, where it's oh yeah, what are you really gonna do? It's leaving an unlocked car in the hood and then arresting the guy that goes in to steal it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're obviously not gonna help themselves. Oh, they think we're gonna do a treaty deal, but it's also when Japan did it. I think everyone in America at that time though was waiting for a reason to go after them. And
Dude,
Germany.
You got to unlock Urus in the hood, and you've got a PS5 on the dashboard. Okay, what's gonna happen? What do we think's gonna happen? But
it's unfortunate, but those are that's a real war strategy.
It is.
Russia when they drew what was it the Eastern powers in World War I up to their Soviet fucking. Their ice stone. The soldiers literally froze to death because they never fought in such climatic weather before. It's so crazy.
One of the best war tactics is deception. And I don't know. I just think that I'm just I don't know, man.
It's just it sucks that you can't make any of these statements or anything like that without trying to sound like you're downplaying the loss of actual human lives. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people died in 9/11 and a lot of people died in Pearl Harbor and stuff like that.
I completely disagree solely for one reason. So here's the thing. You can acknowledge the tragedy of a situation. And this is something that a lot of the actual grifters, who I would argue do what you're saying it's perceived as, they actually do that because they don't actually care about the tragedy. They don't care about the loss of human life, of innocent people. They are only pushing an agenda. The reason that any of us are bringing that up is because of the fact that it's a tragedy. And we're saying this is an unjust thing that doesn't add up It does not make sense. Why is this tragedy happening? Why is the United States fucking putting the fucking Urus at the Hood gas station with a PS5 on the dashboard? Right?
Well, it's the same thing with Archduke, right? They set up a whole they knew where he was gonna be. It's just weird that he picked this specific show, or his cabinet picked a specific show time at this specific place and stuff like that.
Or
and everything fell in line. Same thing with Actually, have you seen with the files declassified? The actual window of time Lee Harvey Oswald had to actually get a clear line of sight. It's like it is some military aspect, and within I think it's either a full second and then 0.3 of a second, or it's a very small window where he has like the same amount of time a MLB batter has to decide if he's going to hit a striker ball or not. Like some insanely small window of opportunity.
I'm going to do an even more controversial example here. The Vegas shooting.
I think it was multiple shooters.
The Vegas shooting.
That's multiple shooters. There's no way. It's scientifically impossible for a man to not only remove that window,
right,
but to fire that many rounds.
Right. It's just, and that's the same thing with JFK. Like, it's like, you see this stuff, and here's another example. Like, we privatize. Dude, this is gonna be such an ass episode for anybody who cares about commentary.
We are way out there, bro.
I don't give a fuck. Okay.
People are like, these guys are fucking tinfoil. Dude, we're fucking insane.
No, it's just true. Here's the problem.
You got to critically think about it, though.
Normies who do not listen or look at the real world because they'd rather be happy. I'm proud of you. I think it's great that you want to be happy. But the unfortunate reality is once you start looking into things, you start to realize the way the world really is. And this isn't conspiracies.
BlackRock and Vanguard for me.
It's not conspiracies. It's just being logical. It's intuitive.
I mean, you got to put yourself in that shoe. If I was a political opposition in Eastern Europe and I wanted to make a large sum of money with the least amount of casualties to my country, and I learned about an opportunity with this assassination attempt with the Archduke, and then I learned about India also trying to seek sovereignty, and I can definitely make money off of peddling ammo off the backs of all them in their little war, I'm going to squeeze my little nose right into that. Be like, oh, what do we got going on here? Hey, if you go to war, though, I got you. I got you.
Here's my thing, man. We're not saying that kids who are getting killed in school shootings are crisis actors. We're not being
those are real. I actually
we're not just
every time someone brings up crisis actors, I think it's a million times harder to have a crisis actor than to just have an actual dead person.
100%.
I think some the forest fires and stuff, I definitely think there's crisis actors for the LA wildfires and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well,
but I just think it's so much more easier to have an actual casualty. So that's why that would get thrown out.
Because of the idea of whistleblowers, the idea of crisis actors is retarded within itself. Because people love to gossip, people love to talk.
Oh yeah.
So it's terrible. Burn the World 10. Terrible crisis actor. I tried to get him. Never mind. Okay, but so I just wanted to show you guys this because this is goes into my point of the privatization of fucking what's it called? The information sector. So back in the day, the US tried to launch a program, and I'm sure you guys know this, but for the viewers who do not know, look this up. Okay? It will not take much Google searching to figure this one out because it's real. It's not a conspiracy theory. The US, and this isn't the NSA, this is worse than the NSA. The US tried to create a program of surveillance for all of its citizens. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it
is that the Big Brother?
Yeah, it was
TSA Act.
Yeah, the TSA.
No.
I want to call it something like that. It was something. It was T. It had a T in it.
It was right after 9/11, and then Obama tried to expand upon it.
Right, but then
ironically, Donald Trump tried to just do the same thing too.
But it was shut down in a brilliant way. Because here's what happened. The government publicly tried to do that, and there was so much uproar via the Senate and fucking the reps, all of those people, that it ended up getting shut down. A full surveillance state program, essentially.
I don't think they invested too much money into that to shut it down.
But no, I do think it was. You want to know why? Because they transferred all that money to the private sector. Because you want to know what's way better than doing it as a government where there's checks and balances? Doing it as a corporation where there is none. Like
okay, yeah, they did the same thing with Agent Orange. And
we've got the Patriot Act, where like corporations, as an inadvertent quote unquote result of the Patriot Act, are completely invulnerable and like basically can do whatever the fuck they want, right?
Because they're separate entities of the government. That's why. That's what the Patriot Act enacted on them.
So what's the best way to be able to have a surveillance state? Pay a private corporation like Palantir, paid for by Peter Thiel, the fucking Antichrist, okay, to have a fucking surveillance state. No, don't ever compare my goated dwarf to that man, okay?
Peter Dinklage is surveying all of you.
Okay,
Peter
so this
Dinklage took jobs away from other dwarves in Hollywood.
Okay, that is true. That is actually true. That's not a conspiracy theory either, guys.
That's actually true.
That is actually true.
True.
All right, so let me show you guys this. This is a very classic Palantir clip, and maybe you guys have seen it, but I want to show the podcast this. All right,
is 3 grams of shaped explosive. This is how it works. Did you see that? That little bang is enough to penetrate the skull and destroy the contents.
If you do not think,
they definitely already have that. It's the same thing with ChatGPT. Exactly, the government allowed it to go forward.
That's what I'm talking about. If you do not think that the things that they're willing to show us publicly have not been available to them for 10, 15, 20 years, I urge you to look at the example of something like Area 51. Am I going to talk about aliens right now? No, I'm not. What I'm going to talk about is the fact that
Black Hawk Thunderbird.
Yeah, and the fact that the CIA gaslit a guy into thinking that aliens are real so that they could continue the front of having experimental weapons and vehicles on Area 51.
It's a lot easier to say, oh yeah, this is, I don't know what's going on here. It's alien tech. They're coming down to visit us. You could send a normal person out there around the surrounding living areas to be like, yeah, they turned me away at the gate. They said they don't know they're experiencing some anomaly. That's why they're moving these trucks in, right?
And you're right. And further,
it all really started around the Cold War.
Sensationalism is a great way to get people to turn their heads to something. If you think that it was a coincidence that a senator of the United States, went on to the Joe Rogan podcast and talked for 2.5 hours about aliens after Trump's Epstein fiasco, less than a week after, by the way, you're a fucking retard.
You've been watching those Too Lazy to Try videos.
Of course I have, dude. Of course I have. I highly encourage all of you 20 people who are listening, okay? I highly encourage you to look all of this up. I am not blowing smoke out of my ass. I'm not saying anything that isn't true. Look all of this up. It's all fucking true. I hate to say it. I don't like the fact that it's true. I kind of wish that it was conspiracy theories. I kind of wish that it was fantasy. It's just like how, here's another one. The US government was found guilty and liable in Martin Luther King Jr.'s murder and was sued by the King family for $1. They won in court. That is all documented. You can look that up right now. I brought that up at a family dinner one time, and it was complete silence. It was complete silence. And do you want to understand why? It's because
you sound insane.
I do sound insane for one thing, but the other thing
but you can look it up. You can look it up.
You can look it up. You can see it's true.
I had to fact check. I was arguing with an Alex Jones stan on Twitter. 2019. I had to fact check him, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, like half that's true. Like, dude, what? You know what's also true? Do you guys remember when Alex Jones said, they're putting chemicals in the water. They're turning all the frogs gay.
The frogs are being chemically castrated and changing genders.
True. Atrazine.
Well, they said the same thing. So it's funny you say that about the frogs because here in my hometown, we had this thing called Love Canal, and the government was lying to people for months and months and months that the chemicals in the ground were not causing these children to die and all these birth defects and people getting all these cancerous tumors inside them and everything like that. Now it's all completely shut down, and they did whatever they did, and now they sold houses even cheap. There are people currently living there right now. But they sold houses so cheap over there, people just started moving in, and the government makes people sign a waiver. I think it's a waiver or something. I'm not quite sure when you buy land on it, that they are no longer liable for what happens to your health while you're living there.
Right. Well,
when you get here, we'll drive through there. I'll show you.
Yeah. We also got to do some urbexing too, because I want to do that so bad. But anyways.
I was gonna say the thing about the alien though. In World War II in California, they think the what was that radio call? Not the War of Worlds, when it was the Battle of San Francisco Bay or something like that, when the military guns were pointed into the sky, and then they explained it like they let the rumor slip. Oh yeah, that might have been aliens. Same thing with Roswell. Oh, it might have been aliens and everything like that. I legitimately think the Japanese had found a way to intercept our airspace. And it's a lot easier to say, oh, we think it might have been aliens, than to say, yeah, the Japanese could probably kill everyone in LA if they really wanted to. Same thing with Roswell, with the Russians. I definitely think the Russians infiltrated our airspace because they were also running their same, like our Thunderbird program. That we still use those vehicles to this day, the air vehicles. The ones that look like a small bird, but it's actually like a big ass fucking plane. Yeah. The Russians had something similar to that. I think it's way easier to explain oh, this is a paranormal anomaly, or this is an extraterrestrial encountering. Don't worry about it. We got it all taken care of. Don't think it's going to happen again type shit. Or you're crazy. That's not what happened. You just confused the people. But I actually think it was Japan definitely infiltrating our airspace. Same thing with Russia and Roswell.
Well, and I have two things to say to that. The first one is the fact that we've done this too. I can't remember if it was Cambodia or it was Vietnam. But have you
heard play like the spirits,
the recordings?
Yeah, that's Vietnam.
Yeah.
That's Vietnam.
We played recordings because the Vietnamese were very, very superstitious people, and we played into that by playing recordings of. Well, it worked on some. It did work on some.
The amount that it worked on.
No, it wasn't. No, that's true. That's true. It was
disproportional. What about
the
bat? You ever see the bat train, the bat C4 thing?
Yeah. The Bat C4, the fucking cat cameras. I mean, like, there's so many of these.
Insane stuff.
Like,
Agent Orange that we tested on our own people in Idaho.
The thing that I would tell anybody who's like on the precipice of something like this, like kind of starting to look into something like this, it is so much easier. And this is how I'm going to loop back into Charlie Kirk. The people who are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death and the people who are condemning it but using it for their own political like agendas, and all of the people who look at, any tragedy or just like stuff like 9/11 or any of that stuff, and they don't bat an eye and they move on. You are all living an ignorant lie. All of you. And that's fine. If you want to do that and you want to smile and have a nice time, or be angry and have a nice time. But if you actually want to start like looking into this stuff and you actually want to start figuring this stuff out, just fucking seek out the truth. Seek out the truth. And when I say seek out the truth, I don't mean go on Twitter and see the random weird people who like post conspiracy theories about reptiles and stuff like that. I'm not saying watch Alex Jones.
Center Earth thing.
I'm not saying anything like that. What I'm telling you to do is look at articles from reputable sources. Start reading the boring stuff. If you start reading the boring stuff for about a month, you're going to be radicalized. I promise you.
The only weird thing that I truly believe in, mostly because I am religious, is a lot of the weird ordealings within the Vatican, like the archangel being trapped in the basement of fucking the Vatican, right? Okay, that's obviously like a blown up story, but something something had to have happened down there for that rumor to be like, what are they holding down there? You know what I mean? And I honestly think it's like the Ark of the Covenant or something, some crazy like manuscript or something like that. I mean, when you think about it, like the manuscripts we have of Alexander the Great, there's only 12 that talk about him, right?
Yeah.
There's only 8 that talks about Attila the Hun, right? There's over 3,000 there's an insane amount about Jesus Christ, or Yeshua was his actual Hebrew name.
Yeah.
Right? He's the most talked about man in the history of man from that time period. I mean, but we all know about Julius Caesar. There's like 23 manuscripts that actually acknowledge Julius Caesar's existence.
Yep.
So it just seems so little because reading and writing just was not common at all.
Well, and that's why
it's like
the thing that
what is the world we know is like completely different.
Well, that's why what I would just so highly encourage people to do. I will never tell you how to think. I will never tell you what opinions to have. But what I will tell you is, and I encourage everyone to do this, like outside of this podcast, I encourage everybody to do this. Fucking start learning OPSEC, for fuck's sake.
I was just going to say Indiana Jones knows where the Ark of the Covenant is.
When I say OPSEC, when I say OPSEC, I don't mean like start learning how to hack or how to code. I don't give a fuck about any of that. Just learn how to research, and not in a professional way. All I'm saying is, when you see something and you feel like it's crazy, look it up and start looking into it. And if you see a claim that you don't know about, cross-reference it with 2 other things. If you start doing that, and you start doing it with reputable sources, and you start doing it and like actually starting to research things on your own, forming your own opinions instead of having them spoon-fed to you, you're going to have a radically different view of the world. That's it. You're going to look at the world a very different way. Like,
this is very good advice. Burn the World 10 was giving me this advice the other day.
No, Burn the World. No, you know why? Because he's parroting it from me, dude. He's just fucking.
Dude, I don't know why.
Parrot your talking points a lot.
You brought up research, Impleton, and it really just reminded me that when the Romans were, getting influence from, or getting rid of influence of Ptolemy and the River Nile and stuff like that, with Cleopatra slowly coming to power, and the Library of Alexandria burnt down, and it set us back. Like our capital of literature was literally burned down as a human society. It set them back quite a few years. It makes me really think like how much history has actually been lost. I mean, we have like all this stuff with the Anunnaki and stuff like that, like pre-world or pre-civilization religion and stuff like that, and all this crazy Mesopotamian empires. That there's like I believe there's 2 empires they just found in the Mesopotamia region that just had nothing written about them, and they were there for a few hundred years.
I was literally about to say
they found them in clay pots and wineries.
I was about to say, how many Alexandrias all over the world happened with no one ever even mentioning it? And because you have to remember,
you won't know.
You'll never know because you have to remember.
You know why? You know why though? Before you go on to this, you know why though? Because history is written by the victor.
That's what I was about to. You
Call of Duty told me that.
Stole it. That was exactly what I was.
You've been going for almost an hour straight.
I'm sorry. I just
history's written by the victors.
That's exactly what I was about to say. History is written by the people who win, the people who prevail. So,
back to your conspiracy theories, because in MW2, the Russians had the conspiracy theory where they killed the U.S. undercover agent, and then the conspiracy theory was that the Americans tried to invade.
The Americans were the undercover extremist group in Russia, which is how the Russians. That's how Makarov was able to ascertain his position in power in Russia. Like, I've been telling you guys this about the Americans for this long, and then they just started one of the craziest strategies at our airports. Even though Makarov was the one doing the shooting, dude, he blamed it all on the Americans. Hear me out? It was an American agent undercover as a Russian hitman that killed Charlie Kirk.
At the risk of sounding like Alex Jones talking about the Star Wars prequels, if you want to learn about the world, look at the campaigns of the old Call of Duty games.
It's insane.
They'll teach you a thing or two about the world.
It's funny because they're still so fresh in my mind because I literally just beat like
Oh
all
no,
3 of the Modern Warfare games like 2 weeks
dude!
ago.
That
No, I
Modern
watched
Warfare
the-
3
dude.
ending with him hanging, bro, that
Well,
scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Dude, I hadn't played in so long, and I watched the Wendigoon video about all the campaigns, and like I watched that, and I was literally like, "Why is all
Dude, we
of
played
this
that as
so
a kid,
relevant?"
dog.
When it's just like you don't like understand it. It's almost like watching like SpongeBob and like not understanding the dirty jokes. Like I look back at that shit and I was like, why is all of this so relevant? Like,
They
why
knew.
is all of this
I mean,
just
we'll look
real?
at Battlefield 4 with China and stuff
Well,
like that. Like,
No, you say they knew, but like, it's literally the fucking speech.
it was like probability.
Well, no, but it's the speech. War never changes. Like,
That's Fallout.
That's right, Fallout 4.
I'm just saying.
He's talking about the Call of Duty video, then he's quoting Fallout. Yeah, real
I'm
gamer over here.
I like Captain Price's quote, like, "Sir, extremists just assassinated President Al-Falani on national television," and Captain Price goes, "Just another day in the office."
Yeah.
And they load it. It's like, bro, what do you mean? It's like, how many times is it? And then you like realize
What do you mean
Captain
by
Price's
that?
history as an SAS agent. He's been through all these fucking crazy things with Imran Zakhaev, like one of his first missions with Captain Shepard and stuff like, or not Shepard. What was his name?
Macmillan.
Macmillan. In Chernobyl in the 60s. It's crazy.
Dude,
But
I
it's
mean,
also crazy to me because like there's so many like rumors about the Chernobyl or the Pripyat site, the military installment there having a bunch of stuff, and there's like a bunch of like Urban X people that have gone into these places, like their satellite, their
called
disarray
stalkers.
station, their Dogma station, that large satellite array bay that's meant to like communicate a shit ton of information super fast across Europe and stuff like that. You start to realize that this is technology that they were building in the 50s that they kept under lock and key. A 1 gigabyte transmittable data stream in the 1950s with that Dogma station, Dogma 1 and 2, right? And the Soviets had this in the 50s and 60s. You start to really think like, and I remember when we all learned like, oh, NASA has this fiber optic gig plan and everything, and now we all have gig internet for our internet. Like they have like 100 gig system now or something, even probably crazier than that. But it's like
they always have it 20 years. Everybody always has it 20 years before we do. Like,
I just want to know what they're hiding in Pripyat, because that was like one of the big contention points was Kiev and Pripyat for Ukraine and Russia. It's like Pripyat is like an abandoned Chernobyl nuclear site. Like, who's seeking value in this rubble right now? And they're like fighting over it. You know what I mean?
dude, Alex Jones, but he's a gamer. They're hiding,
Yeah, I know, right?
They're hiding death claws in
something in there.
Chernobyl. They're hiding death
I
claws in
honestly think
Chernobyl.
I honestly think with the Vatican, they definitely have a lot of sacred like artifacts and stuff inside their thing, too. You know what I mean? They always make it like paranormal and stuff like that. Like, no, they definitely got like the Ark of the Covenant and shit like that in there.
They're hiding the vault key in the Vatican.
They got the crystal
Watch-
skull.
watch The Conjuring. Go surreal.
Baggins is not a fraud. He totally did not exploit his friend's death on
Dude,
TV
imagine-
reviews.
Imagine like this could also be the reality of the situation. The Vatican actually has this really nice vault with nothing in it, and it's like we have to keep people believing so we can keep getting this money from the tourists, so
Or
we
they
can
just
keep
have, like-
worshiping our God.
Or they
You know
just,
what I mean?
dude, I'm so
Or have a
fucking
child sex
jaded.
trafficking ring.
I literally was about to say that. I was like, I'm so jaded that it's just like, dude, the Vatican has 700 terabytes in physical form of like child porn in the fucking vault, and they're like, dude,
That's what I think it is.
the Archangel Michael is living there, dude.
Dude,
You don't
dude,
You have
get
an
it.
angel chained up down there.
It's Peepaw's basement in the fucking Vatican.
Dude, people has a Pope stream now. He's revealing my true self.
I have always been Roman Catholic.
The
I love
Commentary
the
Baptist
Catholics.
Church strikes again.
I love the Catholics, and I
Oh,
love
man.
the way that they deal
I
with
will
like
say though,
bad people by like just sending them to another church. I think that's awesome.
there's always some truth to some like conspiracies, like with the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem,
Well,
where modern day Christianity, Islam, and Judaism were born from this one specific event that happened. To what did we as humans see in this? What anomaly did we witness for the 3 major religions now to be born in that? You know that place with the big black box stuff that everybody goes there to pray,
Detroit?
and then the presidents go there. Oh yeah, and they kiss the wall and stuff like that. What anomaly took place there?
That's why I always tell people. That's why I made that advice earlier. Just look into it on your own. Like I started becoming radicalized because of like a fucking giant libtard, fucking weird, Oki's weird stories. I watched his videos. I watched his video on like how the gay frogs thing is true. And then after that, I started paying way more attention, and I was like, hold on a second. If I see something that I think's a little bit crazy, I'm gonna look into it a little bit more. And then I start to see
where it started for me. So it was
Hillary Clinton, Guatemala STD experiments.
No, it was the Sandy Hook school shooting in high school, and somebody's like, "This is an inside job." I was like, "What are you talking about?" Right? I didn't believe this guy at all. He goes, "This is just like what any other government would do." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Look up Tiananmen Square," right? Now I still don't believe Sandy Hook was like an inside job, but I read into that, and it's like it made me think like, well, if China is capable of doing this, there's no way that our government isn't capable of doing this. Like, not necessarily killing its own people, but like running an operation, then having people silenced for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we do have a history in the United States of doing shit like that. I mean,
Men in Black.
How many countries have we secretly overthrown?
Or
monitored and influenced their elections.
Well, and beyond that, how many times have we tortured our own people? Tuskegee syphilis experiment, MK Ultra. How many times have we created the villain? Like, you look at some of these people.
I thought you were gonna say viruses.
How many times did we have sex with the armadillos and make COVID? No,
that is how it happened. I was there.
I was there too. I was the guy fucking.
You know what I want to do one day?
I was on patient zero.
Turn the world 10.
I would love to talk to somebody like Alex Jones or something, or Theo Vaughn on their podcast about conspiracy,
and
then just
Theo
like
Vaughn.
Look at them like this and be like, "Listen, Alex, I'm not saying you're wrong, but nobody's gonna believe you." And then have my eyes blink like this, go instead of just the normal, just have my eyes blink like this, and then sit back in my chair and not say another word after that. And like nobody's gonna believe you.
Say what you will. If you look, I'm gonna go crazy with this. Alex Jones is a sympathetic figure. I disagree with a lot of the stuff that the guy says, but if you actually look into his past, back in the day, he was the only guy actually fucking talking about a lot of this stuff, and a lot of the stuff that he used to say was right. That's why that's why he went insane. Bohemian Grove, any of this stuff. That's why he went insane, because he realized that one of these conspiracy theories that he was looking into, not even super seriously, but just as like a journalistic integrity sort of thing, was true. And on top of that, the guy has a pretty rare disorder, a rare form of sleep apnea, where DMT is excessively produced in his brain. So essentially, every single time he goes to sleep, he has a horrible DMT trip. If you watch it, and I laughed at it, I'm gonna be honest, I laughed at it because it's very ridiculous, and I love ridiculous stuff. But like, he went on Joe Rogan one time and he opened up about it, and he talked about how like one time he had a dream where he lived his entire life as like a Chinese peasant, and like was like a Chinese farmer, and like had like a wife and kids, and then like he woke up and he was like sobbing and like was like, put me back in, basically. Like
ago, and I had this wife and these kids, and it was a whole lifetime like taking care of them and like growing food, and like a kid starved to death and died, and it was like just those moments were like whole lives.
This guy lives entire lifetimes in his dreams. The guy's gone insane. Okay, so you can't take a lot of the stuff he says seriously now, but like, if you look at the guy and you see the reasons that this guy went insane, you start to realize like, wow, this guy actually started out as like one of the fucking soldiers. Okay, and like, again, that being said, I don't stand by any of the shit that he said with Sandy Hook, blah 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 blah, virtue signal, right? If you don't realize that I obviously believe that, then you're fucking retarded. Okay, but like, all I'm saying is you just need to look into stuff more. Every single one of you watching it, all 19 of you need to know this, okay? All 17 of you watching this right now, all 10 of you watching this right now need to know this, okay? All 5 of you who are going to watch this episode need to know this, okay?
All 2 of you who are going to like it.
This is the one they're going to be like, oh, I wonder what drama. They're going to be like, I wonder what drama they're going to be talking about. Then it's, oh, the interdimensional child molesting vampires are coming in here.
Charlie Kirk was killed by
That guy was onto something. That guy right there was onto something.
Dude,
interdimensional child molesting vampires.
Dude, Flatly, you have to like implicate some random creator in the title. You have to be like the fucking. You have to be. It has to be somebody.
Bird.
No, it has to be somebody that like nobody's expecting. That's gonna get like a like decently high view count, and we never mention him the entire time. Like the Jeff Bezos drama is crazy.
I was gonna say another one.
Or you know what we could do? We could do Tectone, because Tectone's big right now. We could say
the Tectone's
insane.
Is crazy.
And I'm gonna edit this part out. We never mention him once.
No,
I was gonna say
have the
Moist Critical
Tectone, and that's it. One mention is Tectone, and then nothing else.
Hey guys, Tectone.
Tectone.
All right, we got it.
Tectone.
I was gonna say Moist Critical or something.
I was gonna say Moist Critical.
Yeah, Moist Critical would be good. Moist Critical.
Jesus Christ, the Moist Critical leaks.
This is one of the chillest. Shockingly, this is the most heated Himpleton has been one of the most vibey like fucking podcasts we've done. The last one was definitely not. The last one definitely wasn't.
Well, the last one was just me. I'll be fully transparent. I just thought it'd be good content. Which is ironic because one of our co-hosts, who I'm not going to speak ill of because they're not here right now, but one of our co-hosts really hates it when people shitstir towards them. I was shitstirring towards all of you, right? Like, I intentionally wanted you guys to say, like, the sturdiest shit possible, which you didn't bite on, by the way, but, like, I wanted you guys to, like, stir the fuck out about core so that I could just make it a good moment in the podcast and be like,
Nah, I mean, I pushed back. Of
I'm
course,
sorry, we disappointed you.
I did do that in the voiceover. Flatly noticed it. Did you get to that part, Joe, where, like, in the voiceover, I devolved to, like, a series of barks and grunts because I really was to say.
Oh, yeah. I skim over those episodes. I don't like hear my own voice. I really don't. So I skim over them and listen to the parts where something funny happens or someone makes a good point. But I had to hear the ADR once you told me you ADR.
Yeah, dude,
And,
I love how incoherent it was. It was awesome.
I was just the one thing I'm going to say is I was shocked by how many people actually kind of agreed with some of the points I was making. So I was expecting to be that guy in that one. But a lot of people were like the punching down argument. A lot of people were on my side with it.
The thing that I'll say with that in full retrospect is that my intention in that was to be the bad guy. Like, I was doing the fucking WWE thing. I wanted to be the heel. Like, I wanted to be the guy that, like...
Okay, Matt Pitt.
Is that something he does? I don't know enough
about WWE.
Oh. Yeah, but I wanted to be the heel.
Commentary in WWE terms.
I wanted to be the heel in that situation where, like, I wanted to be the guy. And that's why, like, when I voiced over, you could even, like, kind of detect that where I was like, I'm the bad guy. When I put the Dexter music over and I was like, I'm going to kill my whole family with a shotgun tonight.
I was just, it was an interesting episode. Did
you watch, like, the kind of, like, first part of it where, like, I would slow down the audio when, like, we would say, like, audacious things? Like, when I said, when I said WCP Fabs. I love that part.
Yeah, you do fun edits because even Byrne was like, I know I keep bringing him up. It's only because he mentioned. He's like, you guys always bring me up. And it's always you, Joe. You always shit talk me on there. And yes, you're goddamn right, buddy. But he brought it up to me earlier today when we were talking. He's like,
I did put his face on.
You're gay, Vine Boom. You're gay, Vine Boom.
No, it's not Vine Boom. It's actually Thunderclap. Okay, it's a Thunderclap.
It's a Vine Boom to me.
And that's fair.
It's a Vine Boom.
That's fair, dude. Dude. Honestly, shout out, fucking rest in peace, the homie Bad Dog, because like that one was fucking in honor of him. Like that whole rant where I kept on putting like incessant like thunderclaps in it. The entire time I was editing that, I was thinking about him. And I was thinking about that one episode of the podcast that Byrne and Maggot had me on, where I was a co-host for like one episode, and I ruined the entire thing. That's what I was thinking about the entire time. I was literally thinking,
that's his most viewed episode, by the way.
This is an ode to Bad Dog. Like, because Bad Dog, the entire time I was editing that episode, Bad Dog was there with me in the fucking VC, and he and I were literally, he was like, I don't think this has enough Vine Booms. I was like, you know what, dude, you're right.
How much more filth can we fit in here?
Literally, he would pollute it so badly, and every time, rather than be like, no, that's not good content, I'm like, yeah, dude, you're kind of spitting facts right now. I think that like 7 more Vine Booms need to be in the next 3 seconds. I actually agree with that.
I agree too. Dude, the edits make me laugh. I even told Byrne, so that's really funny. Like, I don't know why you're.
Oh, you know what we should do?
Awful. This is amazing.
Just for the editor, let's have a moment of silence for 19 Vine Booms for Bad Dog.
19 Vine Booms for Bad Dog.
All right, yeah, that was awesome.
Yep, and we're gonna do one more. We're gonna add one earring. We're gonna add one earring Vine Boom just because I want to. There you go.
This episode is gonna have "You Somebody" by Kings of Leon at some point.
Somebody.
I'm gonna be honest.
Dude, we're talking about fucking Charlie Kirk being abducted by the Middle Earth people.
No. Dude, I wanted to point out all this shit happened the day before 9/11.
Dude, I know, right? Dude, you could have lasted more than 24 hours. Come on, bro. It's gonna wait. That's insane. I'm coping.
Wait, that's
Charlie Kirk is our.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm too drunk because when you said that, it like actually like impacted me on a level that like it shouldn't have. Like I don't know why, but when I heard that, I was like, dude, you're fucking right, dude. Well, man, I like actually didn't even think about that, dude.
It turned into Dale Gribble this fucking episode.
I tried to do a mix of like Alex Jones and like I'm trying to think of like Alex Jones and Beetlejuice. If they combined, that would be me right now. Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern show, not the hit movie with Michael Keaton.
It's definitely Dale Gribble. He's like, don't you know that there's a secret city underneath the Vatican where they store people's basement?
I would like to be a mix of Willy Wonka and Captain Jack Sparrow.
Well, yeah, you're already there, dude. You were born in New England.
Just Johnny Depp. Flatly
Dude, I didn't even
Johnny
think
Depp.
about that. Johnny Depp did play both of those
Did
roles.
play-
If you think about it,
Yeah, they did.
Dude, if
Before
you think
9/11
about
too. Before 9/11.
I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny that.
dude, sometimes I just think it's funny how
One more Vine boom for good measure. Right as you do those faces, you guys. Hold on, do those faces. Vine boom now.
I've downloaded a lot of apps, a lot of gaming apps. They don't grab my attention. But Block Blast, it's here to stay.
where the fuck is Leah? Is Leah even showing up tonight? Dude, do you think she got
Dude.
pissed? Do you think she got pissed about the voiceovers?
I don't know.
She could have. Do you think she got pissed that I kept on saying like, "Make me a sandwich"? Dude, the part where I played the Dexter music and I said,
Make me
That
a
is-
sandwich, bitch.
"Good, no." When I played the Dexter music, I said, "Good, Leah. I'm glad you're agreeing with me because that's the role of women to support men. Me, Himpleton, I'm the guy who thinks that women are to service men."
I can't wait for you to hear this sober and hear how drunk you sound.
That's okay. Hey, that's okay. It's okay. Did you see?
This is when it's really different. When I haven't even had a single
Wait.
drink tonight.
Did you guys see the Donald Trump clip where he talks about people?
Show it real quick, and then I'm gonna hop out because like I said, I have to hop out because I got.
Okay,
that
well,
work thing
you're fucking asshole and you're irredeemable in every single way.
Hold on,
This
I
is
asked our
true.
guest.
Yeah, ask the fucking pedo apologist
on.
to come on. I hate you guys for being such pussies. You just suck.
I don't want him on this show, but I still want you to bring him on your stream.
Yeah, of course you do. You want me to fucking tank my reputation
Women don't
in
rape-
any way possible. Okay, wait, hold on.
Didn't you already do that once? You can do it again. You'll be fine.
That's actually true. I am kind of invincible because if I've already done it once,
Should
shit,
we
Negro. Shit, Negro, why not?
get him to replace me when I leave?
Dude, let's honestly, Flatly, that's actually a great idea. Let's find people that are online and just bring them on the episode for this one. Let's do
So
that.
you guys will have to hop in a different Discord though and pull them in. You can use mine
we
if
can
y'all
do that.
want.
We can do that.
Use mine.
Or we can use mine. No,
Yeah,
we
either
shouldn't
one.
use mine. We shouldn't use mine. We'll use yours. Well, no. What we'll do, Flatly, I'll make a private VC. Oh yeah, that's better. That's better. Let's make a group. Okay, but so here is Donald Trump talking about Peepaw real quick.
Yep.
Women don't rape themselves, as far as I understand. Somebody's doing the raping. Women don't rape themselves.
It's true.
And that someone in every single case is Peepaw Riveter.
Ask Burn the World 10. He got his little
Child
ginger butt
predation
here.
expert.
He
People
is-
River.
no, he's the omniscient god of rape.
You didn't
Dude,
do it right.
And you know what,
You didn't
Peepaw?
do it right.
You know what, Peepaw? If you get offended by that, that's me giving you a compliment, you fucking asshole.
That's what you're supposed
That
to
means
do.
you're good at something, people.
Yeah, you're good
This
at
is how
something.
you're supposed.
for once in your
this is how
life,
you're
dude.
supposed to get Skelly's attention, Flatly.
Do you guys like me doing Xylee Simulator?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm doing Xylee Simulator.
Xylee Simulator.
Yeah, I just drank an
Hey,
entire.
Alan.
I just drank an entire bottle of tequila. It's Xylee Simulator.
The one thing I'm gonna add is Xylee's been crashing out a lot lately on locale because I've been watching the Reddit and she's crying and screaming about how much she's fucking tired of her show and she literally cried on stream the other day. L, you fell off. You fell off. You fell off. This is exactly what you asked for whenever people who actually wanted to engage with you, you threw them off for locale. Get fucked, bitch. I'm out.
Threw us under the bus.
Goodbye, Joe. Okay, let's go into this. Let's go into the new thing. There
Skelly!
he is. Skelly, welcome to the podcast.
Hello, niggas. What's up?
Okay, well,
Oh,
so
we got our key
we-
right when he joins.
so we did hear that you're friends with George Soros.
George Soros? Who the fuck is George Soros?
That's what I thought. I told flatly you'd say that.
That's true. Skelly, we had a question.
Well, what do you want? What the fuck? What is wrong with you guys? Why are you fucking tagging me in? What the fuck?
Dude,
Skelly, we got a question for you.
Content on our podcast, and we're just tagging people in at this point.
Okay, great.
How
All
much more screenshots are we going to get from Core's Discord?
Well, that's crazy, but I'm not the rat.
Well, I know you're not the rat. You're sending
not the
screenshots that
rat.
you're getting.
You're not the rat. You're just a rat.
Okay, buddy. All right. You're not getting
Keep
shit
sending
from
us
me.
screenshots in this Discord.
No, that's not happening. You're gonna have to pay me if you want something.
Okay.
Oh, are you really that desperate for money, Skelly? Come on, buddy.
He'll give it to Joe.
You think I do this shit for free?
We're
You think I do this
You know
shit
what,
for free?
dude? You know what, dude? You know what, Skelly?
What?
I'm actually gonna call you the fuck out because you said to me, and you said to so many other people, everybody got so mad at me and Ant because they said that we faked Bad Dog's death for fucking like money, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Skelly? Because you promised King Boo Theory Part 2 in honor of Bad Dog, and you never
It came out. It came out. What are you talking about? It came out.
Bullshit.
Did it really?
Where'd it come out?
Yes,
Send us the link
it
right
did.
now. Send us the link right now.
Are you guys retarded? Did you
Send us
guys
the link
seriously
right-
not watch?
Send us the link
Did you
right
guys
now.
not see? This is how I know you guys never see Joe's streams. What?
Send the link right now. There's no
Ooh.
way.
The video came
Stash
out
it,
like
stash
a
it.
week ago.
Dash it.
The video came out a week ago. Joe fucking told me to get the video out.
Channel?
Yes.
Wait, what channel is this?
That's my channel. That's my channel.
Why
I'm
is
in the
there,
middle of rebranding. I'm
Why-
in the middle of rebranding.
There's one thing that a lot of people have issue with.
Wait, why does this say? Why does this
A lot of
say?
people have issue, man.
Wait. Two things. Why do you have more subs than me? And also, why does the bio say see peer reviews post daily?
Wait, what is that actually what it says?
Yeah.
No, that is not what it says.
Yes, it is, dude.
Let me see. The bio does not say that. No way did I. Okay, now you're just fucking lying.
You baited into that, dude. That's not the
Fuck you.
bio says, dude. What the fuck? Why,
Never pay attention.
Joshua Putman exposed.
why did you think
Most
that was an
popular
actual
video.
possibility?
I don't know.
Wait,
too
Skelly, on the real, how did you get so many subs and your most popular
With no
video
views.
has 718 views?
Because I used to do other content. I used to upload compilations of Frank Castle, but I had to private those because YouTube didn't want to monetize me because those weren't my videos.
Oh.
So public hours don't count. They don't count. Flatley should know this because he's
how many
Flatley-
how many views did your most viewed video have? Like of the Frank Castle stuff.
let me see. I think I still have them. If I remember correctly. Let's see. Private. Most popular, and then 72K.
God damn. Okay.
And then the second one was 37K, and then the other one was 26K. So yeah.
So so next guest that we have that's gonna be on with you, Skelly.
That bitch? I know everything, by the way.
And
So
I'm editing that out.
That's
And
what I
I'm editing
did.
that out.
We're
Skelly-
canceled. We're canceled.
Skelly, I need you to understand. About 30 minutes before this podcast started, this was full.
And let me guess, it's empty now.
It is completely empty now.
Should I add Bad Dogger to the group count?
He's
I don't
dead.
think
Retard.
nothing. Yeah, what the fuck are you talking? Bro, it's worth
Should I-
You want to do the outro for our episode?
Well, we got it. You want me to
No,
do the outro?
Skelly, you should do the outro.
Kelly, do you have
but
any topics
but we're
for
not
our
done
podcast?
yet. We're not done yet. We have a couple of people. We need to continue this this
Oh, let's
this
add more
idea
people
of
to
like
this
adding
right
more.
now.
Wait, I
people.
can wait. Do you guys have Aiden added? Still have
Yeah, I
Aiden
have
added.
Aiden added.
Okay, I was gonna say never mind then. I have Ace Howler added. Actually,
Yeah,
two of his.
I have Ace added.
Uh,
Oh God, why did you? Of all the fucking people you fucking add, why?
wait, who did you get?
You're fucking asshole.
Why?
Dude, you're an actual for that one, dude. Like you're fucking. I fucking hate you. Like, Jesus fucking
Why'd you
Christ.
add?
I need to
Who's
figure
online
out.
right now?
I don't know. Like, I don't care who's online. I'm just want to start adding people because it's funny. Well, let's add Leah because she's an actual co-host, so she can actually join if she wants. Tony hit
What's
decline the call. That's fucked. That's fucked up.
That's crazy. Let's add Sliggins and Shadow Humor.
Dude, we all just started adding people.
Wait, why'd you? Who added Alpha Russ?
I guarantee that was Flatly.
Bye.
What's going on? Alpha Russ says. Of course, he immediately says something.
Wait, do I have Trident still added? Hold on. Let's add him.
Who rejected the call? Alpha Russ rejected the call. Everyone rejected the call? What the fuck? Okay, we gotta continue. So the art of the group chat is to continue to like destroy the fucking like loose ends here. Okay, so first we
Just
take
take a
away
screenshot of Skelly's post. I got another ant face.
we take away Tony Hits and Sliggins. Take away Tony Hits and Sliggins. And
Oh
Shadow.
shit, he was 17 in that?
No, he wasn't. No, he fucking wasn't. He's lying. Why would he fucking upload a video of himself in the fucking shower when he's 17?
I just screenshotted that to add it to my ant vault.
He's not 17. He's not. He's fucking lying.
You better be right. You better be right, Skelly.
You really think I'd have that saved on my phone?
Yes.
Of course you do.
Okay, and then remove Shadow and Sliggins. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I was gonna add him in a second.
What the fuck? How do you have him added but not me? He fucking hates you.
I have you added.
Triton does not hate me.
No. I'm saying flatly because he always calls him Fagly.
Oh.
I love Triton.